Hello, everyone. Hey, David. Let's see, David, just wanted to say I have to bounce to a work call shortly. If you start with Tesla, that would be great. All right, let's do it. Let's jump in on Tesla to start. You got it, David. So let's look at Tesla. So today I did adjust my upward channel right here. Today it did not break above the 277. We are still consolidating over here. We did have a sell-off right here and we popped higher to the upper bounds, sold off. However, we are bouncing off of the volume weighted anchor price from the first reversal day upward right here. Volume is slowing a little bit. We do have earnings coming up on the 19th of July. So keep that in mind. It does look a bit extended in this upward channel and it has rebounded, pulled back, and then surged higher. So are we going to see a pullback down here to 251? Potentially. I can get rid of this. No audio. I have audio. I see it working. Try yours. Try yours. I see the mic working. I haven't changed any settings, so it should still be good. Maybe you have it muted. Looking at it on the day trade, I will break it down. So over here on the day trade today, let's get rid of our pivots. We don't need those. It is sort of stuck in pivot world right now, but bulk of the volume today has been between 273.20 and 274.78. So while it's in this range, it's going nowhere quickly. They are placing a position for a bigger move, in my opinion. So right now, I would be cautiously optimistic that this will continue upwards. However, it might pull back to 271.97. Not a worry, David. All right, have a great day. Good luck with your call. I'll see you soon. All right, so let's start from the bottom up. Verizon today. So Verizon did have a little bit of a short move pre-market. However, once the market open, moved up a little to 35.24 with a breakout from 35.12. Not that much of a trade. Could be more of a mover coming up. Cisco today had big volume, popped pre-market, and now it is heading down to the short side. Remember that at 11:30, the European markets close. We are testing the low of pre-market right now. We are below the point of control. Thanks, David. We are below the point of control, hanging out at 51.34. So looking for this to potentially retrace back down to 50.70 on the 24-hour chart over here. Let's look at Zim. This morning, there were a bunch of stocks moving to the upside, not so many to the downside. And we did have that nice move up this morning with CPI numbers lower than expected. We also had Bank of Canada come out and say, yes, we're going to raise it to 5%. We had the crude inventory surplus, here we go, of 5.9. Maybe that's going to drop the prices. Hopefully that will help with inflation, dropping the prices on inflation. We will look at the dollar as well today. That is dropping big time. Maybe in relation to BRICS, gold-backed currency. But let's look at Zim for now. So Zim, hey Jacob. Good morning, good morning. So this has moved to the upside off of 1360, but slow moving right now. However, we do have a nice little rounded bottom. Would look for this to break up above 1380, then up to 1424, 1450. So some nicer moves here. It is strong above the point of control at 1359. As long as it stays up above, likely going to continue to squeeze those shorts. Gorilla Technology had a bigger move up the past couple days, and the short sellers have taken over. Dropped it down from 540 down to 421 today. A nice $1.20 move if you do like to trade those penny stocks to the downside. This does have enough to have options. So when there are penny stocks moving to the downside, as long as they have more than 7 million in the float, they will have options. Home builders like PHM. Well, let's check it out. PHM or N? Hey, Troy. I got your message. I fixed all that for you. So PHL, Pulte Homes, I'd look at it on the big picture over here. Right now it is moving up. You can see it keeps hitting this 28 exponential. You know, if I were to get into this, I would use that as my risk management. If it were to pull back to that, I would be okay, right? But if it goes lower than that, then the next stop down for me might be down here at 61.26. Now with interest rates increasing here, talking about tightening with reserve requirements potentially with the FOMC on the 26th of July, that could affect the interest rates for people to buy these homes. However, I know there are a lot of, in Canada, there's still a lot of bidding war going on in the Quebec area. As far as in the States, if you start to check realtor.com, you start to see foreclosures, you start to see those numbers going up. That's not necessarily a good thing for new home buyers that are also dependent on people qualifying for these mortgages. I just saw that the 30-year mortgage rate went up to 7%, or was it 7.75% in the US? That's hard, right? When people are used to 0.25%, 2% interest, you raise it up. Let's see, there's a big one that just came through here. Armor REIT just had a big one, likely an ex-dividend in relation to this Friday big trade on that one. How many shares are in that? Let's just see. 194 million. All right, so I would be cautious on the home builders. It's the slowdown of the purchasing season for real estate. People usually want to be in those homes by September for the kids. So it seems like it might be slowing down at this point. Let's look quickly at PHM. Do they have a seasonality, right? So last August, what did it do? August, it seemed to move up from June, July, August, boom, it pulled back, right? So June pulled back, July, August, maybe a slowdown until October. Just looking at what happened in the past, right? Looking back at history, August to October tends to be a slowdown. Sort of sideways price action from July until the end of August. So looking back at history, might be the top right now for it. So if I was in it, I would trim my positions. Okay, let's go to ATBI. ATBI had the great news with Microsoft yesterday of the merger going through. Then I heard on my Amazon device news this morning that if it goes through, that they will be leasing out Call of Duty with Nintendo. Right now it seems like it's sort of equalizing. The point of control is up right below 90. I've got a piece of paper bugging me under my foot. All right. And so right now it looks like if it cannot break that 90 threshold, this has a potential to come all the way back down. I did mention it on my live stream this morning to come back down to that 87.40 area, and there is a little transaction that happened. So maybe it will be coming down to that 87.60, 87.40 area right there. Let's look at Bank of America. Bank of America did have larger than expected activity yesterday. Day before, we had larger closing volume. If we come back over here, we should see it. Look at this closing volume that we had 2 days ago. I caught it on our block trades and I said, oh, whoa, larger than normal trading volume at close. Something's going to happen. Going above it, yep, here we go. Moving on up. And Bank of America had a nice move to the upside above 29.50 for a high of 29.89 today. All right, let's look at DraftKings. It was gapping up this morning and continued move up almost to this. I mentioned, hey, let's go. Maybe we're going to go to 31.50. Love it when you see the old trend lines and they continue to perform. So up to 31.33 this morning. Nice trade on that if you captured it. If you guys are watching at 8:15 while I'm building this, you'll hear my analysis as well. So it performed. If it goes above the green line, hey, a nice potential long trade. If it goes below the red line, nice potential short trade. The market is in control, not us. How we trade it is up to us. All right, let's look at Apple. Apple had a nice move to the upside as well as the market rallied off of the CPI numbers. up to 191.70. Nice $2 move up above 189.50. And now we have point of control up here at 190.66. If I move it forward off of this downward range, all right, we have point of control right now at 187.90. If it pops up from there, likely a move up to 190.20. All right, let's look at Carvana. Carvana has had large short sale volume. Let's look at it right here. Mentioned this on Monday while I was teaching in the training pit over at thedarkpools.com. So you can see this yellow line here at shortvolumes.com. This yellow line above 50 means that for the past 50 days, more people have shorted it than were buying. So we have 53% over the last 50 days. The short percentage of daily trading volume has been 53. Last 20 days, 55%. Last 10 days, 52%. Last 5 days, 53%. So as the price moves up, more and more people are opening short positions. Thus, we have this crazy squeeze move up because the shorts are getting squeezed on it. When we look at it big picture, this does have a nice rounded bottom. We are coming to the test, maybe up to 42. If I was a short, I would look at it and go, okay, 42.50, that's my max that I'm willing to risk. From here would be $3.50, but it could come down, maybe down to $24.90. So $15 versus $3, $3.50. Okay, that's pretty good, right? But what about if it goes above that? Then you're going to be seeing this squeeze even higher, up to 54, 56, 55. So we shall see who wins the battle of the buyers and the sellers, but we do have a nice short squeeze going on right now. I hope some people captured that. And let's look at Tesla. So Tesla, we talked about it earlier. First one with David. We have hit the top here, came back to the 15, bounce, came up, hit the high of 284.25, pulled back. Here's our volume weighted average price over here. We are above it. We are above the volume weighted average price over here. Let's put this one on the high. So that is acting as resistance. If we do not break above this, we are in a battle between the buyers and the sellers. Whichever direction, then we're going to see that next big move. In fact, I can move it down here. And we could see, all right, so if we go below 266, bigger move down. If we go above with a close or above or below these, 275.04, next big wave up. However, we are in the upper area of this upward channel. We could see this pull back down with earnings, maybe down to 209.50. I'd be happy to jump back in again. We do have earnings coming up on the 19th, next Wednesday. All right, let's look at the indexes. Dow today, triple top over here. We have a W. We would need to have a close above 345 for this to continue to move to the upside, in my opinion. Right now, we have big selling that happened at 345.46. Let's look at the Russell. So the Russell is 2,000 stocks. So when we look at the Russell, this does give us a basket view. It does look pretty strong. We did have a W over here. We had W, move up, boom. If we measured the move, 180 to 188, potential for this to go to 196. In my opinion, I think we're going to see a little retracement and then a move up to 196. Qs as well, we have a nice W, you guys can see it, with a stronger right side, more support, evidence that the buyers are in control. It was not a full one, giving us an ascended triangle. Moving to the upside, if we go to that depth, 58.50 to 70.50, we'll call it. That's going to be 12 points, up to 182.50 longer term, maybe by the end of July, before we have the FOMC meeting. SPY, I did give the analysis. I think that this could continue up to 456 over here. So those are going to be my targets for the end of July. Do you guys have any other stocks that you would like to check out before I wrap it up for today? Put it in the chat, and I'm going to head out to the gym, go pump some iron, and get my body moving. You guys have anything? Put it in the chat. Oh, let's look at the dollar. I said I was going to look at the dollar, and I forgot. All right, so dollar. dollar is not looking pretty. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking pretty. We're heading down to that 100 level. That's gonna be pretty much, hey, this is everything on par against the US dollar. I think we might be heading there with a nice move for everyone to sort of even the playing field. We have seen that the commodities, as a result, when the dollar drops, commodities become more expensive. So we see that silver has moved up, and in my opinion, I think we're going to see this head up towards 27.22 up here. Gold as well has broken the 1950 barrier. Once we break above 1980, 2000, we're going to see bigger moves as well. When you're looking at the commodities, you can see this green line right here, 161 exponential. Yep, 161 exponential, especially on the 3-day for silver. For whatever reason, this tends to work fairly well. Bounced off of the 3-day, moving up for the 161. Visa, you got it. Let's go check it out for Troy. Visa, quick. All right, and if you guys like the live stream, please hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications, join me in the mornings for my morning watch list. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee or give a donation, there is the link down below, and I appreciate all of that. Love helping you guys. All right, so Visa, moving to the upside. Volume is descending here, Troy, as we do move to the upside. When we pull it back, we see that we are testing a bit of a resistance up here. If it were to pop, maybe up to 246.21 and then 250 area. On the intraday, it is coming back down. And we do have the point of control hanging out up here at 243.24. To the downside, targets 242.62, 242.50, 242, and 241.72. All right, that's going to be it for today. As always, love having you guys interact and join in on the chat. Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time, and join me in the mornings at